Hey everybody, welcome to a very special video here. I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting for this for what feels like, 4 or 5 months at this point. But today we are actually opening up the Dark Horse Tackle and Tackle Talk combo here, the Tackle Talk Bass Essentials box that the boys over at Dark Horse Tackle helped me put together. And this is something that we really wanted to make because it's a question that I get a lot. It's a question that I know they get a lot. It's, hey, I'm just starting out and I'm building my first complete tackle box, or I'm just starting to take fishing more seriously and I need to build a better, more complete tackle box. This is something that really helps you do all of that in one single purchase versus having to go out and listen to, 20 different people and try and piece together what you want in that first box. This will actually let you do it. So we're very excited for this. We put a lot of time and effort into this. This was not a quick slap together and, just kind of put it out. This took a lot of back and forth to make sure that we felt like we had everything that we wanted in here at a price point that we felt like people could afford, and really just make like a standalone awesome box that we'd never made before. So we are going to open this up today. I've got it right in front of me. I am seeing this for the first time just like you guys are. Obviously, I picked all the baits and the colors and sizes and meticulously kind of curated this thing with the help of the boys over at Dark Horse, but I've never actually got to open one yet. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to talk through every bait that's in this box, just to kind of give you guys some insight into what went into this box. So let's open it up here without further ado. I did cut the tape already, so at least that's already done. First things first here, and you guys can see on the back of the box, as soon as you open it up, every bait that's in here is listed. So that's nice. You don't even have to open the brochure or anything. It is right on the back of the package, so that's great. The first thing I see is somebody's ugly mug right here. I'm sorry that you guys have to look at that, but when you open it up, there is a letter that I wrote to everybody that purchased this box, so just to kind of give you guys, again, some insight into what all went into it. We've got some other helpful information here too, so I put together like each bait and what summer, spring, fall, winter, whatever season I like to throw it in, so that's kind of nice. I've got the different soft plastic pairings, so what you're going to see in here, what I would pair the plastics with the hard baits on, and then on the back, a rod and reel combo suggestion. So combo number 1, combo number 2, and what baits I'm going to throw on each. So kind of just trying to make this as like foolproof as possible. So whether you're just starting out, whether you're a savvy vet, it doesn't matter. We've got it taken care of in this box and you have all the info you need. So that's great. The next thing that I see here is going to be a thank you note. I will pass that along. And then I see on the side here, we've got our Dark Horse Tackle gift cards. So I think they put 2 in here because if I'm not mistaken, I think we had some shipping issues on some of the pieces in here, so it's a little bit delayed when you're getting it. So for that, they threw in a second gift card. These are $5 gift cards you can use over on the Dark Horse Tackle website. A great touch to start out. You're already $10 up there. We've got a nice sticker. Now let's get to the baits. So the first bait we have here is from our friend Graham over at Robusto, and he painted up some awesome poppers for us. And you guys know I love poppers, especially this time of year if you're watching this when this comes out, which is like right in the summer. Now I'm using a GoPro on this one, so I don't think it's going to focus very well if I pull these up. So I'm actually going to go up to the big camera here and give you guys a better look at some of these. So you can see Graham did an awesome job. This is the black and blue paint job. Some sick eyes on that, but just a nice like 90-ish size popper. You have everything you need on this. Great hardware, sticky hardware. I think these are BKK trebles that he's got on here. A nice custom feathered treble on the back. Just an awesome popper. Get things started off. Our boy Graham over at Robusto killed these too. So everybody got a couple different colors. This is the black and blue, but there are some more natural colors. Just depends on what you got in your box. But I picked all of the colors. So I tried to pick like 3 or 4 of each of the baits. So you get something a little different in every box, but they are colors that were picked by me. So great start off there. A nice popper. Next up, let's go to the square bill, and we have a 1.2 Evoke from our friends over at Dark Corner Customs. And Blake, again, you want to talk about somebody that kills a paint job. Blake over at Dark Corner did just that. So this is a nice kind of small to medium size square bill. This one's in that kind of blue crawl color, just a nasty matte blue crawl. Awesome job on these. Again, square bills, you can't have a complete box without a nice square bill. So you can throw this around shallow wood, throw it around riprap, almost any time of year. I like them in the spring. I'll throw them in the fall too, but I think this is more so spring for me. But yeah, just a nice all around good square bill. Next up, we had to have a bladed jig in here. And you're going to notice almost everything in this box, with the exception of some of the hardware, are all American small companies. So that's the other thing we try to do, is source these out to great small American companies. Picasso Lures, a great option for that. And you've got your shock blade here. Mine is in more of like a natural green gizzard color here, but you've got that. Awesome bladed jig that you can't go wrong with. You can throw this in the spring, summer, fall, throw it in open water, throw it around weeds, throw it around wood, doesn't matter. You got to have a bladed jig in there. Next, we've got some BKK Predator wide gap drop shot and wacky rig hooks. These, I wanted to make sure that we had some sort of really nice wacky rig hook in here so that you guys can use some of the soft plastics we'll see here in a second. I love BKK. This was one of those things when we were talking with Zach and Josh, you know, there aren't really a lot of American terminal companies, right? So you kind of have to go overseas, or you got to go to some big box folks. BKK is one of those companies that is on the up and up and still has a little bit of that kind of small business feel to them. So a great drop shot and wacky rig hook from BKK. These are size number 1. I think there were 2 or 3 different sizes in here. All of those are going to be fine for whatever we're going to do in this box. Next, speaking of BKK, we also have the offset worm hooks. So you guys can see that right there. I got 3/0 here. Again, we wanted this to be an all-around size that you guys can use for a lot of the soft plastics that are coming up. It's not complete without terminal. I know it's not like the most exciting thing in the world, but you need these two to throw a lot of what is still left in this box. All right, next up here, top water time. Again, you cannot have a complete tackle box without a buzzbait. We went with the Crocagator head knocker. This is a 3/8 ounce. I went with all black in this one with a gold blade. Again, there are a couple different colors that you can get, but let's open this bad boy up here. So you guys can see that. Again, can't go wrong with a good buzzbait, but one of the things I want to show you here, look at that. If you know me, you know I am lazy and I like to throw snaps a lot of times. This is a buzzbait that you could throw on some sort of snap or a speed clip if you really wanted to, but also just keeps your knot from sliding back and forth. But a great kind of clacking, sort of hitting that head buzzbait, noisy as all get out, gets the job done. A great little buzzbait from Crocagator. So moving on here. It is not a Tackle Talk box without my favorite swim baits in the entire world, and those are Big Joshies. And what I have in my hand, if I had to pick one Big Joshie for the rest of my life, this is definitely on that list. This is the Gizzard Shad in 3.25. If my camera will focus there. Again, these don't look like much, but if you've thrown them, you know. I know it gets used way too much, but if you know, you know, right? This is one of those things. If you know, you know. This is Ohio juice. If you have not thrown a Big Joshie swim bait, you are missing out. I know, again, it does not look like there's a lot of frills on it because there is not, but it is a nice kind of skinny, flat-sided paddle tail swim bait. It's got a really nice rolling and rocking action to it. These were actually designed by Josh way back in the day to be like a saw guy bait here in Ohio, but after kind of using it for a long time, the smallmouth guys around here got a hold of these, and now these are thrown all over the country for largemouth and smallmouth. So an awesome little natural looking swim bait from a great Ohio company. These are the 3.25 size, and with those 3.25 inch swim baits, you are going to need some terminal to throw them on, and these are, again, my favorite little head to throw a Big Joshie on. These are the Jig Masters Perfected Sled Heads, and you're going to see right here for a couple reasons. Good hook, no frills, nice kind of flat-sided bottom there so that you can really run these in rocks if you want to. It just accentuates that natural rolling action that the Big Joshie already has, and you've got a screw lock. So this is going to make your bait last a whole lot longer. So when you're rigging these up, I know a lot of people have a little bit of trepidation when they see screw locks, but all you're going to do, I like to make sure that I see where that hook should come out at, and then I make a little poke there so it's easy for me to find here in a second. I'm going to thread it through, and I'm going to come back out right at that little poke hole that I made, and it's just as easy as 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns, and boom. There you go. You now have your Big Joshie rigged up on your perfected sled head, everything that you need to go out there and catch fish in just about any condition. This is one of my go-to baits for anything and everything that I'm doing. I'm not leaving home without it. It had to be in this box. Okay, keep going here. Look, we've still got a ton of stuff in here. I mean, this thing is absolutely loaded. Next up here, we have some 1/4 ounce worm weights. We've got them in black, that matte black color. They've got the size stamped on them. These are from Wicked Weights, as you guys can see here. Good quality tungsten. I wanted to make sure we had tungsten in here because I want this to be a box of things that I would throw as well. So I don't throw a lot of lead on flipping weights. I throw a lot of tungsten, and this was something that in a conversation with the boys at Dark Horse, it was like, I want to be in here what I want to throw. So there are tungsten weights in here. Again, they are not cheap, but I wanted to make sure that this was like a complete box that I felt good about, that I would buy, that I would go out and throw no matter what I was doing. So next up here, we do have another hard bait. We've got a jig, and this is a flip and skip jig from Garage Tech. And you can see here, again, we went with some natural colors. I got more of like a dark green pumpkin and brown crawl look to it, but I wanted a very versatile jig. I didn't want this to just be a football jig, to just be a flipping jig. I wanted a head that could do almost anything. I mean, you could swim this if you wanted to use this as a swim jig too. I just wanted a do-all jig. That is what the boys at Garage Tech gave us. Awesome jig there. Moving on, we had to have a spinnerbait in here. When you think spinnerbaits, one of the best small companies making spinnerbaits is Martin's. So we have the Martin's spinnerbait. I've got a 3/8 ounce here. And if I can open this up, man, they really seal these things good. I don't think I'll be able to get this open without cutting myself. But anyway, you can see. So there is your spinnerbait. Again, good natural shad color. This is the Northern Forage series. And I just wanted a nice do-everything spinnerbait. The boys at Martin got it covered. Yeah, this one's an alewife. But yeah, you have to have a spinnerbait in here. Double willow. Every situation, you can do that with that spinnerbait. Next up here, we are getting into the soft plastics now. So the first soft plastic we have in here is the Black Label CP Crawl. Again, when you think of a great crawl that is going to be sort of a do-everything player for you, the CP Crawl definitely fits that mold. 3.75 inches, and I'll open this up here in a second. But yeah, I got California Crawl here. So this is actually California 420s, I think what he calls this. And this is an 8 count, and you can see the CP Crawl right there. These are made by Cliff Pace. He does a great job with those. This can go on the back of that jig. This can go on that bladed jig that we had there from Picasso. This can go on the worm weights that you had when flip them around with these, you know, tungstens. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do with the CP Crawl in this box. And then the last thing in here, we have some worms. And we went with the 5-inch reg stick from Magnum Baits. This is an awesome little Senko style bait. You can see them there. I'll try and pull them up there. There we go. Mine is in the color Dark Horse. You can see nice heavy salt there. Good flexibility to it. Wacky rig this thing, Texas rig this thing, do whatever you want with it. Nico rig, but this will be your do everything stick worm too that we wanted in here. So soft plastics, you had like the Big Joshy, you've got the reg stick, you've got the CP Crawl, and then you have a ton of hard baits here. I mean, look over here. I have like the just giant pile over here. All of that over at Dark Horse Tackle, they had you covered. I should start to kind of put some of this back, but you want to talk about just a jam-packed box in one single purchase. We hopefully did that for you here with the boys over at Dark Horse with the Tackle Talk Bass Essentials box. If you got one, again, congratulations. I hope you enjoy it. Go out, catch a ton of fish on it. If you have any questions about anything in this box, message me at Tackle Talk Podcast, at Hayes Fishing. You can find me on Facebook, or you can email me, tackletalkpodcast@gmail.com. Be more than happy to help you out, but I hope you guys enjoy this box. Thank you again to the folks over at Dark Horse for letting us be a part of this, and hope you guys catch some fish on it.